Hi, Jess Ponce here. I am an author, I am a media coach, and I am also a personal branding expert. And what I do is I help people communicate and be their best when they need it most. And I believe one of the best ways that we communicate with other people, the way that we can connect with them, is actually through empathy. I also believe that empathy as a communication tool is often misunderstood. The strength of empathy is actually listening. Brene Brown put it well when she described empathy, and that was allowing somebody to know they are not alone. And in what ways do you communicate to somebody when they come with an issue, a dilemma, or a problem? Do you let them know they are not alone, or do you make it about you? And quite often, that's what people do because they try to solve the situation or try to get off topic in many different ways because it makes them uncomfortable. And that uncomfortable feeling, it can be sadness, it can be anxiety, it can be stress, is how you allow that person to be in that space. That's what you do when you are empathetic. You are present. You let them know that they are not alone. And that means you listen. And if you can, become an active listener. Allow the experience to be about them. Now, active listening is actually holding the space. As I mentioned, it can be uncomfortable. And you put yourself aside and you become present for that person to allow them to experience that feeling. This means in many ways you accept that person for whatever they are going through. For example, if they're having a problem at work or in a personal relationship, the words that you use are, "I hear you," or when they complain, say, "That must be a really challenging experience." And you let there be uncomfortable silence so that he or she can talk through it. Don't say something like, "Oh, that must be a challenging experience. Let me tell you what you need to do." Or, "That must be a challenging experience. I know what it's like because let me tell you what happened to me." Blah, 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 blah. What you've done is suddenly taken the focus off of them into what you need to say. There are two different talk show hosts that I think do a good job when it comes to empathy, and each of them does it in their own way. The first is Jimmy Kimmel. Now, Jimmy Kimmel, we know, has lots of opinions, whether it is social issues or something to do with healthcare. In fact, he went on TV and shared his experience that happened in his family when it came to healthcare. He got emotional, he was uncomfortable, he was present with his audience. Now, this is a different kind of empathy because it was his story. It was his experience. It was something that he allowed other people to know, even though they didn't say it to him directly in that communication exchange, that they were not alone. And in those moments, when you can validate, not only accept what the other person is going through, then you have succeeded in being empathetic. Another talk show host that I think does it in a lighter way is Kelly Clarkson. Now, she's vulnerable, she's energetic, she's lighthearted, and when she gets excited about something or even emotional, she is there and she is comforting with a smile. So when you think about empathy, it is accepting the person for where they are at, validating them when appropriate, and using your body language to hold the space for that particular individual. If empathy feels uncomfortable, that's okay, because that means you are working in your best way to communicate something that is difficult to communicate. So think about empathy, whether it is at work, in your personal life, or in your community life. How are you present for other people so that they know they are not alone? Thank you very much for joining me and for hearing my thoughts about empathy. If you would like more information, you can go to my website, JP3 Global Media. Also, remember to like this video and follow me on my YouTube channel. Because when it comes to communication, it seems simple, but it's not always easy. Sometimes you have to work a little harder than you think.